this is Naveen Mishra, your physics teacher, and today we are going to study the measurement of distance. Students, today we will discuss the two methods. Number one is direct method and number two is indirect method to measure the distance. Students, the measurement of distance involves a very small range to a very large range scale. For example, measurement of size of atoms, measurement of radius of electron, measurement of size of cells. These are the very small range, and the measurement of size of universe, measurement of size of sun, measurement of distance from the earth to the sun, these are the large scale, or you can say large range measurement. Then according to the range and according to our access, we use two types of measurement. Number one is direct method and number two is indirect method. Students, direct method are those methods in which we can measure the distances by reaching those points. Suppose if you want to measure the distance between A and B, suppose if you want to measure the distance between A and B and B are in your reach, you can easily access these 2 points, or you can say you can easily go to the point A and to the point B and you can measure the distance. Like measurement of distance of this marker, you can reach to the point this and easily you can using meter scale you can measure its length. For example, to measure the height of this whiteboard, you can easily using inch tape or meter scale, or you can say measuring any type of measuring scale, you can find the height of this board. Measurement of your height, you can easily access these 2 points. In such type of measurement which are in our reach and we can easily reach at those points, this type of measurement are called direct method, or you can say this type of measurement are the direct method, or you can say in this type of measurement a direct method is involved. In those situations where you cannot reach to the point, suppose that the distance of aeroplane from the earth is in your access, or any point on the earth is in your reach, but the aeroplane is out of reach. We cannot go to that point. Suppose if you want to measure the distance of moon from the earth, then earth is in our reach, or you can say the earth is our contact but moon is far away. Moon is not in our contact. In such type of measurement where we cannot go directly, indirect method is involved. Students, in direct method we use meter scale. In direct method you use vernier caliper. In direct method you use screw gauge. In direct method you can use micrometer. In direct method you can use spherometer. These are the devices. You all are very well aware about the meter scale. If you want to measure the distance of a very small object, or you can say if you want to measure the diameter of this marker, in such type of measurement we can use vernier caliper and screw gauge. To measure the radius of curvature of any lens, we can use spherometer. Then students, such type of measurement are easily in our access and we can easily measure these length using these devices, and these are the direct method. But suppose if you want to measure the thickness of this page, can you imagine how you can measure the thickness of this page? Can we use our meter scale to measure this thickness? No, we cannot measure the thickness of this page using the meter scale. In such type of measurement where the calculation, or you can say where the measurement is beyond our reach, or you can say beyond our scale, indirect method will be. I am going to tell you that how you can measure the thickness of this page using indirect method. Suppose this is a book and you want to measure thickness of one page. Very easy. First measure the complete thickness. Is it possible that using our scale we can measure the whole thickness of this book? Then measure the thickness of book. Suppose that the thickness of this book is 30 millimeter. Suppose the thickness of book is 30 millimeter. Now next step, count the number of pages. In this book there are 1000 pages. Then 1000 pages are equivalent to 30 millimeter. Then one page will be equal to the 30 millimeter divided by the 1000, means 30 into 10 to the power minus 3. Means the thickness of one page is 30 into 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. Very easy step. Then such type of measurements are called indirect method. Now students, in indirect method there are so many type of steps involved. Number one, we use trigonometry. Suppose that if you want to measure the height of a tower, suppose there is a tower in your colony or in your campus, and you want to measure the height of this tower, and this tower is very high. Can you reach at the top? No, it is not easily possible. But using the indirect method, you can find the height of this tower. How? Let us see. First, take a certain distance from the base of the tower and consider a point A. I said consider a point A which is at certain distance, suppose that at 100 meter from this tower. Now go to this point and see at the top of this tower using microscope. And see at the top of this tower using telescope. There is a device named sextant. Sextant is a simple microscope which is used to measure the angle of elevation. You can set here the sextant device, that is a simple telescope, and adjust it at the angle, and adjust it at a certain angle, and if you will see through this device, there is a cross mark. Match this cross marks with the tip of the tower. When you will see from this telescope, you will see a cross mark at the front, and match that cross mark with the top of the tower. It means this point is just in the sight of this microscope. Now you can see, if you will consider an imaginary line, then it will go and touch that tower. Measure that angle. After measuring that angle, you can use the formula tan theta. Tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Height of the tower is perpendicular and base is the 100 meter. And by putting this angle, you can find the value of h. Very easy. You can using here the device to measure the angle of elevation, that is the sextant. That is simple telescope, and that consists of protractor. At protractor, the angles are marked and you can measure the angle. Similarly, suppose student, if you want to measure the height of a hill, suppose if you want to measure the height of a hill, then how you can measure? Suppose this is a hill and you are not able to access that base. You are not able to measure the distance from the base. Suppose that there are so many hurdles are there in between. Then very simple step. Take any point A and from A measure the angle of elevation theta. Theta 1. Let us theta 1. Then some distance backward. Suppose that if we are moving to the point B, measure this length x and again find the angle of elevation. Suppose that this is theta 2. And students, now this diagram is a problem of your chapter trigonometry, which you have studied in your class 10th. In that chapter, suppose this is the height of the tower, you can easily measure the height of that tower. Then this is an indirect method. By using, we can measure the height of any tower. Now students, we are going to discuss a method that is parallax method. Parallax method is a very important method. Then the parallax method is a very important method, and using this method you can find out the very large distances. Suppose, yes students, this is our earth. Suppose this is our earth, and from the earth there is a planet or any type of object, you can say. Suppose that if there is any planet and we want to measure its distance from the earth. Very simple concept. Take a point A, and from point A using sextant device, find the angle this. In sextant device there is a vertical line, and from that you can measure this angle theta 1. Again on the earth, go to the point B. Suppose now we are on point B. From this point B, again set your device which is known as sextant. I said this is a simple telescope on which there is a cross mark, and if you match these cross marks with that planet, it means a line drawn, or you can say an imaginary line, will meet that point B to the planet. Suppose this angle is theta 2. Now draw imaginary and vertical line. Suppose I am imagining, now we are going to apply mathematics. Suppose I am imagining, now I am going to apply mathematics. Draw a perpendicular and consider if this angle is the theta 1, then this angle will be also theta 1. If this angle is theta 2, then this angle will be theta 2. Now you can measure this distance very easily. Suppose this distance is L, and this distance is suppose that this distance is R. Then we are going to apply the formula angle is equal to arc upon radius. We have studied in the definition of radian that suppose if you have any arc, then this arc is subtending an angle theta, and this is the radius r, and this is the length of arc L, then angle theta is equal to arc upon radius. And if you have angle theta and L, you can find the radius. Then see, arc upon radius, here arc is L, which is measurable quantity. You can easily measure it on the earth. L, and radius is the r, and this angle theta, this is a theta, and which is equal to the theta 1 plus theta 2. And theta 1 and theta 2 has been measured from here 2 points, theta 1 and theta 2. Students, it means now you have theta 1, theta 2 and L, and by using this you can calculate r is equal to theta 1 plus theta 2 by L. And this r is the distance of that planet from the earth. Then students, this is the parallax method. In parallax method, we can measure the distances of large object, or you can say you can measure the distances of far apart planets or far apart objects. And Now students, in our next class we will discuss the measurement of mass, measurement of time. Okay, thank you for watching, thank you so much.